How we doing, folks? Your boy Marcos over here, the exclusively great place to see indie game footage. Marcos18205 bringing you the hottest indie games on the scene today, tomorrow, and next year. That's something you should never tell anybody because that is an utmost lie. But I did play Super Time Force. Why? Because it was free. Okay, let's keep it real, man. Let's keep it real. I've been playing pretty much lengthy story-driven games for a couple of, months now. I still hit up Ghosts every once in a while, but, when I look at the games that I've been playing here recently, you look at a game like Contra, which, whatever, that was kind of an invited friends over and whatnot, but The Last of Us kind of really started that trend of playing just big games. BioShock Infinite, which you guys can see on Mondays, Masterpiece Mondays. Mega Man doesn't really count in terms of the length of so much of the story-driven content, but you get the gist of it. It's a single-player game over there. Just beat Metro 2033 last week. That's kind of a game I've been investing a lot of time in. And in between those games, I kind of do a little bit smaller games. So I looked at Super Time Force. I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to hit this up real quick, see what this is about. I heard some good stuff about it. It's free. Let's do this. I beat it in 4 hours, I think. I beat it in 4 hours. I was kind of shocked when I got to, the end of the game. I looked, I'm like, oh, it's the end of the game. Oh, okay. I guess. Sure. Why not? Super Time Force is Contra meets Metal Slug meets, the Prince of Persia Rewind thing meets pixelated graphics meets the Forza Rewind thing, and any other game that has rewinds lately that I'm not really thinking of right now. That's what it is. Listen, you're never gonna get me fully to endorse a game that has these kind of pixelated graphics. It's just a style that I don't like. There's no knock on this game. Is great. If I had to rate this game, I'd give this game an 8 out of 10. The only knocks on it for me would be a slight knock on the pixelated graphics and a slight knock on just the length of the game. I felt it was a little bit short, but it's a different kind of game. This isn't a game that's meant to be days and days and days long, and that's kind of why it worked out really well for me, because it was kind of an in-between kind of game. I was like, you know what? In between games right now, let me hop over this. One of the things when I beat Metro, I bought this Metro Redux pack. I beat Metro 2033, and I'm like, damn, I gotta go right into Metro First Light. And I mean, hey, I don't gotta do anything. I can do whatever the hell I want. But I still, you want to kind of, right? Because you want to see where that story progresses. If it even progresses, I don't really even know. I haven't started playing it yet. You want to see where that story, those characters progress. You still have that skill set fresh on it. I think in today's day where we have so many games and so many options. I mean, I just look at the racks I have of games here, and the games that I could play and the games that I do play. I really try to focus in on playing one game at a time, because, and it's pretty difficult with the YouTube channel, to tell you the truth, man. The key is planning and getting ahead of yourself. That's really fundamental to the whole YouTube channel experience and whatnot. But it's difficult to stay focused on one game. It's one of the reasons maybe why I haven't gotten back to Banjo-Kazooie, for example, on Tuesdays. It's just I've been kind of wanting to play some games for myself, for my personal enjoyment, which is, after all, what we all do with video games. We don't want to make it seem like a job or anything. So I haven't really been able to go back to Banjo-Kazooie, because I'm like, hey, when I go back to Banjo-Kazooie, I'm going to have to beat that game. I know next time I sit down and play it, and also I don't have time to sit down there and talk through it and whatnot. That's mainly culprit number one. If I want to play and chilling all day, I'd play all the games that were on the world. This guy over here at the end, I'll give this guy credit. He stopped me here for a bit. I was like, what is your deal over here? Let me explain to you guys a little bit about Super Time Force before I keep talking about my life and my gaming experiences. The key here is that you go through different levels, a la Mega Man kind of style. One hit, one kills, kind of like it does in Contra. You go through different stages and whatnot. You have a set time that you have to finish these stages, which is also a knock on me. I don't like time. I understand why the time limit's there, because or else you could really exploit this whole rewind thing and yada yada yada. I just don't like games where I'm timed. That it adds a level of pressure and nervousness that I don't really feel necessary in my life. I'll beat the game and I'll beat it at my leisure. Don't tell me I gotta beat it in 60 seconds, dog. What's cool with this is with the rewind, it actually takes a lot longer for you to beat the game. So that's pretty cool. So you have different characters. You unlock characters throughout stages and whatnot. They all have kind of, they have similar abilities. They have different abilities. They all have your regular shot, and they have your different shot. Like this guy, for example, right here has like almost a spread gun shot, you say. What you could do is you could play as one character, and then either when he gets hit or at your leisure, you could time out, and you could kind of rewind and go back there. At first, I was kind of like, oh, this is cool, just to correct my mistakes. No, this is not to correct your mistakes you're going to see over here. This is to get through the game, because with the time limit, you need as much help as you could get. So what I'll do is I'll play the stage over with 2, 3, 4, 5 different guys, and their kind of shadows, their ghosts, kind of continue to play. So you want to build off that so you get quicker times. And you saw right there, that first guy boss, and these babies take a lot less now than they did when I first started playing over here the game. So you kind of want to do that and think about a strategy and develop a way of like, all right, I'm gonna use this guy here and use this guy here and use this guy here and play through that. And it's not like you're invincible by any means, you know, because you still die and you can still lose. There's only a certain amount of times that you could time out. As you see over there, it says like 10 right now, for example. I only have 10 more timeouts left. I never had a circumstance where I ran out of them, honestly. You get them throughout the stage, one power. This is a little bit different because it's like a boss stage I want to show, but this is one of my favorite boss stages. This is pretty cool. You go through different time periods as well. Super Time Force is why they call it. The game has kind of like a quirky, I don't know what to call it. It's not steampunk at all, but yeah, like a punkish kind of feel to it where you're being navigated by some like clown or whatnot. It's cool. It's quirky for what it is. The cool thing is you get to go through like different time periods and whatnot, and do different things in those time periods. And you know, this one I think was either right now or a little bit in the future, where the internet like existed. So I mean, I think the game takes place in 19XX, which, you know, is a nod. And a lot of this game is a nod to old school games. A lot of this game is a nod, and you know, you definitely see influences of Mega Man in this game. You could definitely see influences in terms of, you know, this character, for example, right here that we're using. You could name this guy Billy, or I don't remember the other guys. I don't even know if Billy. I was thinking of Billy and Jimmy Lee for a second, but that's not who I'm looking for. The guys from Contra. I don't remember the names. I have their pictures like white engraved in me too, man. I don't remember the names. This brain over here was kind of tough. I ain't gonna lie. This brain down there was a little bit difficult. It was a little bit difficult. The final boss, I remember the final boss to the final stages were really cool. And this was leading up to it. You can tackle the stages in any order that you want. I don't know if there's a preferred order or not. There's some stages that have people that you can pick up, and there's others that don't. Maybe there's just people that didn't find out. Also, the cool thing that you could do is you could pick up where you see those kind of like diamond-shaped things. You could pick up the characters I used before that are dead now. You could pick them up and use them to like power you up, so you get an extra hit, for example, and you also get them shooting like next to you. So you can imagine this, where you really build it up as a huge arsenal of stuff. And that's kind of why I needed to build up for this brain guy. You see this brain guy dropping a ton of different blocks. Well, now, you know, the blocks aren't going to be that much of an issue because I got a ton of stuff flying all over the place. You kind of build up this army with like the guys that you got, and it almost becomes a puzzle game in its sense. And that's something I really enjoyed over there, because it went from action Metal Slug crazy pacing game to we got to think about this for like a little bit, and we also still got to think about live. So overall, I think it's a very good game. I don't know if they're working on a sequel. I mean, this came out, I think, as fast February, May-ish time, around there. I just got around to it right now because they gave it away for free games with gold, which is pretty dope. And I think it's the ideal function for these programs, honestly. Give me some of these indie games that I wouldn't really go out of my way to do. And I think I speak for a lot of console gamers when I say that I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to do. But I know are out there. I know I want to kind of get a hold of. And, you know, I heard good things about Super Time Force when it came out. And I looked at it, and, you know, people were saying the comparisons to Contra, Metal Slug. I'm like, I love those games. I definitely want to get myself a hands-on with this. But I never went out and did it. You know, some of it was a time constraint. It was only like 10 or 15 bucks too, so I definitely considered it. But when you presented it to me in this way and presented it in the fashion that it was, definitely liked it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. Mission is complete. Your boy Marcos. I'm actually coming back to the States next week, yo. Deuces.